Okay, so in this video you can see the structures in number 1. This is the optic nerve, this is the other optic nerve, then internal carotid artery, this is the pituitary stalk, and if I grab it and pull, we can take, this is the entire pituitary gland. This can be taken out, we can place it below. Just hold on, let me place it. Okay, then you can see this is your hypophysial fossa, bordered anteriorly by tuberculum celli, posteriorly by dorsum celli. On either side of dorsum celli are the posterior clenoid processes. Then on this side, the left cavernous sinus is intact. This is the lateral wall and the junction of lateral wall and roof, and this is the posterior wall of the left cavernous sinus. Roof and the junction of roof and lateral wall are pierced by oculomotor nerve and trochlear nerve. Trochlear is not visible here. And in the lateral wall also lies trigeminal nerve, which gives its ophthalmic and maxillary branches. On the right side, we will be able to see these structures. I have opened the cavernous sinus on the right side. Here you can see the structures traveling in the lateral wall are: number 1 is oculomotor nerve, number 2 below that is the trochlear nerve, and 3, now you can clearly see the trigeminal nerve, the trigeminal ganglion and its 3 divisions. The ophthalmic is going in that direction towards superior orbital fissure. The maxillary is going in this direction towards foramen rotundum, and the mandibular is going towards foramen ovale. Out of these divisions, the ophthalmic and maxillary also travel in the lateral wall of cavernous sinus. So the structures traveling in lateral wall are: number 1 oculomotor nerve, number 2 trochlear nerve, number 3 ophthalmic division, and number 4 maxillary division of trigeminal nerve. And then we can see within the body of the cavernous sinus, I have removed all the blood and the trabeculae, so dividing the lumen of cavernous sinus into those cavernous spaces. You can see on the left side, this was the left internal carotid artery, this is the right internal carotid. Now you can see it, focus it here. You can see this is the internal carotid artery. From this angle, it's not able to focus. Yes, here the internal carotid artery is entering the foramen lacerum, posterior aspect of foramen lacerum, where the anterior end of carotid canal ends. And if I pull this thing out, you can see that it is going up, then it is going forward, then it is going down and turning back upwards. So this is the carotid sinus, not sinus, carotid siphon. This whole thing, carotid artery going down like this and then coming back up. I will then again try to remove more of the lateral wall of the sinus to show the entirety of this siphon. And then this was our trochlear nerve, but the nerve which accompanies internal carotid artery and travels through the lumen of the carotid sinus is the abducent nerve, which is this one. This is the abducent nerve, okay, which on this side you can see pierces the posterior wall of sinus. So somewhere here it pierced the posterior wall of the right cavernous sinus, then it passes through and through the cavity of the cavernous sinus to accompany the internal carotid artery, and finally it will enter orbit through the superior orbital fissure. So again, having a look at the structures in the lateral wall, Oculomotor, third cranial nerve. Trochlear, fourth cranial nerve. Ophthalmic and maxillary, first and second divisions of trigeminal nerve, whereas through the wall, through the body of the sinus, internal carotid artery, and not this one is the abducent nerve. Right? Thank you.